Welcome back here at Dreamhack Summer 2011, and I'm here sitting with EGMachine. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, actually.
Unless you're doing well, but the group stage didn't go that well.
No, not at all. I've hit some very tough players. You know, Thor's Angel, Zerg, Hasselhoff, Show.
Nobody you would feel ashamed to lose from, but
not at all. All very good players. I just got completely outplayed. It happens. You know, you can't win every single tournament. So, but yeah, overall, still a pretty fun event so far.
Yeah, you like Dreamhack with 10,000 attendees at least at the event itself, and I think last winter had 250,000 visitors. So that's like a lot. So you're enjoying Sweden?
Oh yeah, definitely. Sweden's beautiful. It's much different than, you know, my little hometown of Queen Creek, Arizona. But just the sheer number of people here, like you said, you know, so many fans, so many great players, you know, bringing the Koreans over and everything. This is a very top caliber tournament, and you know, it's nice to be able to come and be able to compete with the best players in the world.
Yeah, it certainly is. Did you see also the Dream Arena and the Day 9 tent and everything?
Yes, I did, yeah. The Day 9 tent, you know, tons of fans in there. Obviously, you know, having Day 9 and Apollo, doing some great casting. So, yeah, the whole event's been very enjoyable for me.
All right, cool. How is currently your StarCraft 2 activity, and what other tournaments are you still participating, and what are there on the near horizon?
Well, I just got done with NASL, just got done with MLG Columbus. Right after this, actually.
Home Story Cup?
Yeah, me and Idra are going to play in Home Story Cup next weekend. So I guess right immediately after this, that's the next big thing on my mind. You know, we got to make sure I'm all practiced up for that in the next few days.
At least you will not be jet lagged.
Yeah, exactly. At least we're not going to be jet lagged for that one. So, you know, that won't be a problem there. And then immediately after that, we come back. I'm setting up the new team house with the EG right when we get back. And then,
where's it going to be?
It's going to be in Phoenix, actually. We're relocating to Phoenix. It's going to be myself, Idra, In Control, EG Axlav, and EG Strife Crow living at the same place. So it's going to be very nice. That's
going to be cool. You know, Red in an interview said like the pro houses in Europe or America are way different than the ones in Korea. He made a bit. He said a bit. It was a joke, you know, like the houses are that are non-Korean. Are you guys gonna do it differently than the others?
You know, it's one of those things that's not really my house, so we're gonna have to wait and see. But I definitely agree. Even the house that me, Idra, and Inka are living at right now, if you compare that to something like a Korean house that's very scheduled, has a regiment, you know, they're up 12 hours a day practicing nonstop against each other. It's hard to really compete with them because they have that sort of training.
But it works.
It does work. It gets results. You know, you see the Koreans taking the top. Every single Korean passed their group here, so hopefully I'd like to maybe practice 8 hours a day and just have like a regimen of at least 8 hours a day with the team house, but we're just gonna have to wait and see how that all works out.
Yeah, I guess it's also a different culture that makes somehow Asians, Koreans to be able to do that 12 hours a day. Let's go into the bracket, because they just have been finalized after rearranging a couple of times, and I want your opinion of of the matches coming up, and especially I think there's one big one coming up at the bottom of the bracket. But I have him here. Let me get them for you.
All right.
So if you hand this over. Starting at the top, it's Liquid Red versus Soccer. So, your opinion?
Well, me, Red, and Idra are kind of the three Zergs have been practicing together since Brood War. So, I'd like to say that Red should beat Sock, but Sock, once again, a very strong player, taking series off, you know, players like Idra before. So, his PVZ is right up there at the top par, but I'd like to say Rhett will actually defeat Sock in a close series 2-1, if I had to say.
Cool, cool. Next one up is Huck versus Preddy, yeah. Are you surprised, Preddy, to see in the brackets?
A bit, you know. But you know, hopefully, he's just been putting in a lot of time, and it's starting to show through. But still, Huck training in Korea for all these months, I'd have to say Huck wins that hands down 2-0.
Otherwise, it would be, I think, the biggest upset for the tournament so far.
Yeah, it would definitely be the biggest upset in the tournament so far.
All right, next one is I can't see it from here.
Startail.
Startail, Mana. Startail is the team.
I don't know.
Let's refresh it. Let's pray that it's gonna work. Yeah, it should be one of the Koreans. Mana was, I think, playing. Wasn't it July?
Yeah, I think it is July.
Yeah. All right. So Mana versus July.
I'd have to give it to July. Just the Koreans sitting in that house all day practicing 24/7. Mana's a very strong player once again. No slouch, PVZ.
He was in the finals last year.
And he was in the finals last year. But, July Zerg is just a different animal.
Yeah, it's I guess a Brood War legend. Question in between: who's your favorite Korean player?
Favorite Korean player for StarCraft 2? I'd have to say, right now, MMA. I really like his style, and I know I'm not a Terran player, but he plays. I don't know. He's very aggressive and all over, and it's very entertaining to watch. So I'd have to say MMA is probably my favorite Korean at this time right now.
Cool. He won, of course, the MLG. Next match is Sasa versus Sen.
I actually have to give it to Sase on this one. I know Sase would be considered the underdog over Sen, but Sase has been hammering out a ton of games, putting himself, I guess the best thing to compare it to would be like a Korean training schedule. Just number one on ladder, I think. He's played more games than just about anybody else. And even defeating, my teammate Idra in the bracket series earlier. Sen, a very strong player, very nice guy to meet. He's ZVP is no slouch. This could kind of be a coin flip, but I'd have to give it to Sase still.
Cool. Next one up is, it's epic. We cannot even say it's random anymore. It's MC versus Idra. What the fuck?
I actually told Idra before they even drew out the brackets. I told him he was going to get MC first round, and
I think he knew it already.
Yeah, and sure enough, he got MC first round. Idra's a bit ticked off from the last MLG with MC after losing the last series 0-4 after having a 2-0 advantage. I'd like to say Idra wants this match maybe more than MC, so hopefully that will have something to do with it. He's shown that he could beat MC before. He beat him last time. A lot of people claim that was because MC was very jet lagged, but everyone here is jet lagged. They're on the same level playing field. I hope my teammate Idra wins, but
everyone, I think, all the non-Koreans are cheering.
Yeah, realistically, I'd say MC's the favorite, but Idra can definitely pull this out.
Yeah, well, everyone is probably gonna see that one. The next one is Bomber versus Hasuops.
Yeah, Bomber.
Does he have a chance, Hasuops?
No, Hasuops is a very strong player, but Bomber's Bomber.
Yeah,
he's the MC killer. So if he's killing people like MC, Hasuops should be.
Are they gonna MC and Bomber, or if either wins, but MC and Bomber, one of the two are going to be knocked out?
Yeah.
Is that a good thing?
Yes, I guess. Putting the Koreans on the same side of the bracket, I'd like to see the
Moon is as well there.
Non-Koreans go far, but yeah, you're right. There's only one. July's the only Zerg, or the only Korean on the top side of the bracket, and all three of the other ones are at the bottom. I'd say Bomber would beat MC if he made it through, but I'd say Idra has a better chance against Bomber than MC does, because Idra's Zerg vs Terran is extremely strong. It's definitely his best matchup by far.
His muted control.
Yeah, his muted control, his harass is it's perfect. So I'd like to say that if MC makes it through, Bomber will win. If Idra makes it through, Idra has a very good chance of beating Bomber.
Cool. The next one, Beast from the East, White Raw versus Moon. I think that's a cool matchup. I don't know who's gonna win.
Moon plays a very aggressive style of Zerg, which is very interesting to watch. And White Raw and his patented special tactics are very fun to watch as well. It's going to be a good match, but I'd still would have to give it to Moon. White Raw's PvZ rather has never been really his strongest match.
Yeah, true. He said in an interview he would like to draw a Terran.
Yeah, and you can't quite ever count White Raw out. But I definitely think Moon would be the favorite in this matchup.
And if you want to draw Akarian, I guess Moon is the best choice. To the final match, it's Naniwa versus Brad. Okay. Yeah.
Naniwa's a monster. Braddock is showing that he's right up there with everybody here. His macro is insane, and some of his builds, very passive, but then later on extremely drop-heavy builds. I'd have to say that Naniwa is the favorite, just because he consistently does very well in all these tournaments.
He's one of the few Europeans that consistently do well in many tournaments.
Yeah, exactly. Between the MLGs, TSL, everything, he's been doing extremely well. So I'd have to say Naniwa wins that match hands down.
I want to thank you for the interview and looking at the brackets. I think we're going to see some awesome matches, having a good weekend. Yeah. Any shout-outs to the community?
Oh, yeah. Shout out to my fans, all my EG fans, and shout out my sponsors. I wouldn't be here without you guys. And thanks for watching.
Thank you, and see you next time.